Hey, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to be attempting to reline this three-quarter helmet that my buddy Chase Spears, the magical pinstriper, brought up as a gift to me. And I've been looking for one of these for a while. It's a 1970. I'll show you all the stickers inside. It's pretty cool. I've never relined a helmet before, but I did watch some videos, so now I'm an expert. Why do this and not just send it off to be done? Well, number one, I'm cheap. It's like $200 to have it professionally done. The helmet was free. If I can run to a fabric store and get foam and fabric that I like to go in here for $25-30, that's a win-win. Also, I thought, if I could learn how to do this and then teach you how to do it in the video, and then you go teach others how to do it, then isn't that more awesome than me just sending it off for somebody to do? Another thing is, I took the helmet over to my other painter friend, Mr. Mike, who painted my pan head, and he's going to match this paint, and then Spears is going to do the pinstriping to match my bike. I love it. It fits good. It's a extra large. It's a Bell Super Magnum from 1970 is a stamp inside it. It fits really well. It has no earpieces in, but once I put the earpieces in and the padding in the top, it's going to fit really, really good. The main reason I wanted this is because when I ride behind my son's bike, his pipes are so loud. I can't even hear my own. You know, when I ride, I like to hear my motor running, and I can't even hear my own motor running, and my ears ring. He has a loud bike to just be a 600cc. So this will help muffle that out. And I think I want to go back and take this old rubber off here, or whatever it is. And I'm going to go back with a go get some chrome trim, door trim, and put on there. I think with that blue and then the pinstriping and then the chrome and then my brown, I'm going to do a brown cloth leather or something inside. I think that'll really make it pop. Number three, if I mess it up, I mean, it's already messed up. There's no foam in it anymore. All the foam is disintegrated. There's just really nothing, I guess, to mess up. Now we got to be careful getting this foam pad out. I don't want it to break, but I feel that it's loose already, and it's a two-piece foam pad, and I'll show you that when we get to tearing it up. So, or tearing into it. So welcome back to Butler Customs Motorcycle Shop. So here's a better gander of the helmet. It is a Bell Super Magnum. Now, I don't think I'll be able to save on this sticker. We'll just get rid of that. It had a Bell sticker here in the front that I went ahead and removed. These tabs or snaps here, they're not the screw snaps, so they're riveted. I don't think I'll ever be using those, but I want to keep them just in case I ever do get a shield or, you know, get caught out in the rain. I can pull the shield out and put on here. I think that'd be good. But on the inside, it's got these nice vintage straps that are black that I want to keep. They're riveted in as well, so I'm not going to really mess with that. In here, there's no earpiece anymore. It looks like there was foam right around here. The foam I'm probably going to do will come up a little bit, maybe a little bit higher, or maybe just bring foam out a little bit more, because it's pretty loose on me. It is a size 7 3/4. It says Bell Top Tex Incorporated, Long Beach, California. Then here it has a shell sticker. Shells, something starts with an M, foundation, 1970, and it has a kind of like a product number. There's a little yellow sticker that has certified SHCA approved. And then here is like a little warning label. So I noticed that it's got this little divider here, and you can see the foam is kind of split in two, so it's a two-piece foam. So it should make it maybe hopefully a little easier to get out of here. So my idea is I want to keep these stickers exposed that are in here, especially the year one. So I'm thinking it looks like at one time it had padding all around here, which is gone now. And it had a center, little round center pad in here that looks like it was glued to this little strap. So I want to just make another little centerpiece. I'm going to do a new liner and foam and leave these straps and leave these button snap-on rivets there. All that's really left is the foam, the styrofoam. There's no padding left. Let's dig into this and take it off. Now I'm going to be doing like a door trim, a chrome door trim around here that's chrome. I think it'll look good, better than the black. And then before we leave the video, I'll go around and show you the pan head up close so you can see the blue metal flake that it's going to be, and some of the designs that it's going to be as well. Well, that just split on me there. That wasn't there before, but I'm replacing that anyway. And Mike, my painter, said, hey, when you bring it back up, just leave the trim off and that'd be easier to paint. I can paint up under here. I'm gonna run a little screwdriver in around here just to kind of break that old glue up. I think I'm going to be able to twist it up enough to get it out. All right, so I think I figured out a way. I just folded this strap in, and instead of trying to pull it up from the back here, I pulled it this way. Since it's split in the middle, seems like that is working. Now, I should be able to get that out. Perfect. All right, so here's the foam, styrofoam shell, and it looks like it's in good shape. This is how you could tell if it's ever kind of been in a wreck. Now we can just go around and pull the old material off of the styrofoam, working this around. Ooh, it's dirty. So what I'll do is definitely clean this styrofoam up before I go back with it. Oh man. Oh wow. That's what's left of the foam there. Ugh. The actual material is sewn into this little shell. We'll need to break these stitches so that we can get the material off. So it's just stitched around here and back here and just straight up to there. But I just don't know what that is. I mean, I know it's the foam that's left, but I don't know what kind. Is it asbestos foam? I don't know. And getting stitches off of things that are old really isn't a problem if you have a good pocket knife. And we don't have to worry about really damaging the cloth. And this is like a plastic, real thin plastic. A man can do a lot of things with a good sharp pocket knife. That's why I always carry one. All right, all of our fabric's out. We'll get all of the stitching out of that. So now when we go to buy fabric, you can take a trip with me to the store. We can pick it out. That's what we need times 2. Of course, I'll buy probably, I don't know, a yard of it. I don't buy fabric. Is that how that comes? Probably buy like a yard of it, and then we can go from there. My son, Abram, he sews. He hems and all that, so I'm going to let him do the seams once we get the foam in. and I'll mark where it goes. So I'll need to pick up some push pins, things like that, and then the fabric and the foam. Now I don't know what size foam to get, so I might get a couple of different lengths instead of getting just one length and having to keep cutting it down. I might just pick up a couple of different lengths, unless it's like crazy expensive. Then I'll just get a bigger one and then we can cut it down. Looks like they just wiped on glue. But what I'm going to use and what I've seen used, I already have here in the shop, it's that Super 77 glue. I don't know who makes it. I'll have to look at the can, but I got a can of that. Everybody seems to be using that and having good results with that, so I'm going to use that. And then the videos were saying how careful you wanted to be of this styrofoam, because it could be, you know, you break these, they say that there's no going back. You can't find these anywhere. And you know, I don't see any stress cracks. I don't see any repairs. If I do like a little Velcro earpiece, you don't want to do it under the chin strap, because when you go to tighten your chin strap up around your chin, it's going to pull those earpieces in against your cheek. So you want your straps always coming out over, so that when you put your chin strap on and tighten it, it doesn't pull your earpieces out. Here's a good foam. Again, there's no indication of any kind of dents or cracks or rot. So let's take off to the store, do a little shopping, look at some different options. I thought about, oh, let's do like leather. And then my mind started saying, no, when you go in from a hot day and you're sticky and you sit on a leather couch, you know what happens. Your skin sticks to it. It kind of gets sweaty. So I don't want that. So cloth it's going to be, but maybe like some brown suede or something cool. And I also thought, hey, while we're doing like a center thing here, how about I take a patch and put up in there on the pad. Now, if I build a pad for the centerpiece, which I have to, so my head doesn't hit that hard top and it get blazing hot. That thing right there goes kind of in the middle to fill the gap of the foam, of the styrofoam. You can see it had a pad in there. I don't want to cover up any of these stickers. So I think I've got enough room to put that in there like that and sew this patch into the whatever material I'm using. So I think we got a pretty good plan. We'll just have to remember extra foam for that, you know, little center pad. I don't know, how much is a yard? Is a yard of fabric 3 by 3, 3 foot by 3 foot? All right, so let's go to the big city, do some shopping. All right, so here's the spray foam that I have, multi-purpose adhesive. Folks, I've hit the honey hole here. I brought my bodyguard with me. You can see she went to a concert last night, so she's wearing their merch loud and proud. All right, where you going? Fabric's back here. Oh, that's like Spanx. Yuck. Okay. Oh, camo. Well, I don't want to disappear like John Cena. Okay, now. You gotta say, that's pretty cool. Ugh, $20 a yard? Good night. I do like that though. That is pretty sweet to be the inside of the liner. Might have to come back to that. Double face. What's double face mean? Oh, what? That's cool. I wouldn't need it. Maybe that's why it's so much. Eddie Bauer. Whew, fancy. Well, guys, I didn't know there'd be this much selection. Now my mind is all boggled up. Could make a new suit to wear to church out of all this. Look at the choices. Okay, guys, I might have found it. Come on now. This pattern's so small though, once I cut it all up, all you'd see is chicken feet. But I've always heard that's cooler than socks on a rooster. My security guard just abandoned me. She's a little camera shy. She gone. All right, for all you guys that play cards, how cool would that be inside a helmet? Might start doing more helmets because there's just so much selection to make a helmet out of, you know? All right, my daughter loves Bluey. Make her a little helmet when I get my sidecar. That's like a towel.
No, it would soak up your sweat.
Like a ShamWow. We got towels at home. I can just cut up one of our towels. Okay, I found the feel that I want. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a velvet. Man, that feels so good. I love the blue, but see, my helmet's gonna be that metal flake blue, and I think this is a darker blue, and I think it'll look, you know what I'm saying? It won't look good, but I love that feel. That's what I want, whatever that is. What is this? 94% polyester, 6% spandex. That's so soft. Boy, I just put my head in there and just waller around in it. All right, here's the fake leather. That's just gonna be sticky. And over time, you know, in 5 years, that's gonna peel like on old fake pleather couches. Hey, get it back up in there. So far, the best thing I've felt is that dark blue with the gold astrology stuff. I think this is gonna be it. I just really like the feel. I'm leaning toward this because primarily of just the feel of it. I don't know what this is going to do over time of wearing it, if this gold flake's going to peel off in your head. But I did notice the back side is just as soft as the front. So I could just, you know, use that. But how's that going to look with the lighter blue flake on the outside? Or is it even going to matter once you have the helmet on? I mean, this seems to be the best. It's $12.99 a yard. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know what all this stuff is. I mean, I do like the scorpion. That's kind of cool. There's a mean looking crab. There's a horse dude shooting at somebody. So it is pretty cool. There's the line. I like that. All right, we're gonna go with this. That's the best I could find. Okay, there's some other stuff we gotta get. We gotta get push pins, we gotta get Velcro, we gotta get Super 77 3M adhesive, we gotta get the foam. So let's go tackle that. I don't know what to do with this. Do I just take the whole thing out to the car? Dadgummit. I thought it said 12. Now my number's backwards again. So my wife informed me that when they cut this at a yard, it's folded over. So I actually get 2 yards. So the $21 price, $21.99, isn't that bad of a price. I wish I could find like a gold, you know, like something gold. Okay, I found drapes. I don't know. Togas. I don't know what these are. That feels real good, and it's thin enough. And then inside that light blue helmet, I like that. I don't like this sparkly stuff. I kind of really like this to put in, and it's stretchy. I don't know, how do you even see this? What is going on there? How do you unwrap this? Somebody help me, now my hand's caught. Okay, satin. It is 100% polyester. Casa Silky Satin Bright Gold. $12.99 a yard. Got it. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Now watch. My wife's not going to like it. Okay, I think once that's inside the helmet, I think that's going to look really good. All right, what'd you find? For a helmet?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna make something with it.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. What do you think about this? This is 100% polyester. No,
Oh,
don't like the color. That's going to be inside on that. My helmet's going to be the color of my bike. So that, you think this feels better? That better than this?
yes.
I had to fight this to get it out. Okay, it looks pretty good right there. I'll put it up. My wife says y'all are gonna roast me if I don't go put this up. I feel like I'm carrying a golden statue that I've stolen out of a museum. This is stupid. Okay, chalk pens for $12. This is ridiculous. $8 for chalk. Don't the kids have some chalk at the house? Good grief. I'll use grease before I spend $12 on chalk. All right, which one of you guys come and bought all the Velcro? Good grief, is Velcro that popular? I guess so. Well, maybe Walmart will have it. All right, we have found the foam. All right, I mean, good grief. You can make a bed. 1/2-inch foam. I guess it's that. This is inch foam. That might be too tight, but I can always cut it. Gah! $40. Oh gosh, I gotta get out of here. My wife's in heaven, but these prices, oh, maybe I don't want to start redoing helmets. Where's my cart go? And my wife?
Take
What?
up there or ring it up.
I got the phone to take up there. I don't know, does it have a thing on it? A barcode thing? Oh gosh, now I've unrolled this. Help me. Customer service. Assistance needed. The foam beds. Need a yard of this. That's cool. I gotta get me one of them. Cut pizzas with. That would be awesome.
I don't think that'd be very effective, but okay.
Have you tried it?
I mean, I wouldn't want to because this is a $500 pattern.
What?
Yeah, they're expensive.
Golly. Yeah, I better get a yard.
Okay.
I'd rather have more than not enough. All right, so wasn't too bad. The metallic material I bought for the fabric was $21.99, and the foam turned out to be 40% off, so it was only $10.19 for a whole yard of it. So that's pretty good. And now my wife has disappeared again. I guess it's kind of like a guy being in Harbor Freight. Val! Val! Hello! Customer service. Oh. Okay, we're back from the store, and while I was out, my new GoPro Hero 12 bundle pack came in from one of you subscribers. So I have you now on my forehead. Magic. I don't know. I can't see what you're seeing. Well, I guess I can, but I don't know if you're in the frame or not. So I guess we're going to kind of test this out. Change of plans. So I undid this right here from this stitch up here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pad and run down here, around here, expand it out here, and come down to the bottom here. Wrap it, stitch it, Velcro it in. Then I'm going to make just an earpiece. That way, if I ever need to, if I want to change the pattern, I can just Velcro it out and change that. And instead of measuring this pattern here, I think I'm going to measure what's in here, leave enough material to loop it around, and then cut the material off here. I'm going to use this. I borrowed my wife's fabric measure, tape measure. Why does it start at 2? Shouldn't it start at 1? Really not using these patterns except for the spacing out of the stitches here. I want to go ahead and pull this off. And that way, I want to fit my foam first because I think I messed up. I got the Or I mean, I got the inch foam. I think I should have went with the 1/2 inch. So I might have to be cutting a lot of that down, or I don't know, doing something. Golly. So I want to put the styrofoam shell back in it, and then I want to put the foam pad in, just like a loop around it, to see if that's even going to, you know, fit. This is so thin, I'm not going to mess with putting this back in the helmet, but I do want to put these back in. There we go. I'll try to get this other one in. There we go. All right. Now we can just... Okay, there we go. Now I want to take my foam around where this glue is, down the bottom here, and see how much foam we got to cut out. And I was thinking this is going to be way too thick, but it compresses pretty good, and I can use this on the seat for the iron head. So I just need to go 2.5. I bought this chalk pen. Yeah, that's what I thought. That don't do nothing. Now, let's see here. Huh, that turned out almost perfect. Man, I might not need to cut that at all. Can't believe that. Turned out perfect. So now with that in there, you can see how narrow that is now. So I think it's going to be too thick for my big head. So let's see how it fits. That's not too bad, but it is a little tight. So I think I'm going to pull it out and shave it down, because when we add fabric and we add the little plastic thing in, that's going to be, you know, really tight. Okay, so hear me out. Couldn't a man make a foam cutter? I mean, I've already bought this foam. Yeah, I can use it for seat pads, but this is all I need. What I discovered is the 2.25 inch that I need is exactly what this is. So I set this up and got straight edges on both sides best I could. Now, why couldn't a guy take a coat hanger, make sure it's up 1/2 inch, heat that wire up, and feed this through? It would cut it in half, right? But why wouldn't that work? Would it burn through the foam too much? I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. All right, got this cleaned up best I could. Think it's going to slide fine. We'll just keep it level and send it on through. If this works, man, that's awesome. The wire is bending up on me due to the weight of these. So I'm going to have to move this and set this down here. Now that shouldn't go up any further. We're at a good 1/2 inch there, but that's still not working good. What about a cutoff wheel? So the angle grinder turned out to be rather dangerous, but I was able to get a good cut on it. So what I did is I used the angle grinder to just cut a slit down the middle. I just kind of eyeballed it. Then I used my pocket knife after I sharpened it a little bit better. Kind of like like skinning a deer or a fish, just kind of filleting it open and making sure I stayed even. Kept working and working, and so this is what I got. So it's pretty even. I think it's going to work good. So now this should fit a whole lot better. Once the other lining gets in and the fabric gets in, I think that's going to be perfect. Let me try it on. Oh yeah. Once we wrap that adds some thickness to it. Perfect. Now we can move on to wrapping this. And since we're going to go all the way around and we're going to do a Velcro in it so that it can be removed, we don't have to worry about cutting it for the seams where the styrofoam shell is split. We can just do one whole loop in fabric. Loop all this in fabric. I'll probably do this side So the smooth end is where you wear your helmet, where your head sits, and then we can Velcro around, and that would be it. Now, once I wrap the fabric, I'm going to have my son Abram just stitch in stitches so it'll give it a block feel. What I decided to do, just line this, and then I'm going to put an earpiece in here, and we're going to put the foam padding Velcro it around here as well. That way, if we ever need to take these out again or change the pattern, it's really easy to do. I took a 13/16 socket and stuck in here just till this dried in here. So now I've got a hole for my earpiece or my chin straps that'll come through. And all this right here is nice and tight around here. And then I'll go back now and just kind of trim off all this excess here so that the shell will fit back in. You know, just get all those kind of lumps down. My wife brought all kinds of little stuff. How do you work this? I don't think that's going to work. She brought me a pizza cutter, which I don't know how does heavy duty, light. Let's do heavy duty. So how does the blade come out? Oh, so when you push down, the blade comes out. Oh, I don't know. Let's give this a try on this little sample here. And I don't want to cut into the styrofoam, so okay, I don't like that. And she brought the old school scissors. And I know these work good, but again, I don't want to cut into the foam, so I think I'm just, you know, my pocket knife, I've done the majority of work with my pocket knife. I know it's kind of barbaric, but this is nice and smooth here. I just want to kind of get rid of that stuff. So can I just lightly saw and that not get into the shell? Seems to be working good. There we go. Let's leave all that. I've got to say that Super 77 3M stuff, it's working good. But everybody that I've seen has been using that brand. I really want to be careful getting around here. Okay, that's all nice and flat now. And again, I want to be careful not to get down on this corner. So maybe about right there. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's a lot flatter. So it'll fit up in there rather well. So now this is actually ready to go back in. Now I know I mentioned about maybe spraying adhesive on this, but I really don't want to. When you put the trim around there, that kind of locks this in. Now this side's a little bit harder because it seems like the strap's a little thicker on it. I want to make sure that fabric gets down in there as well. Doesn't get snagged on anything. Guys, I think that's going to work out great. I just don't know about the color yet. But if the color clashes, we can always just pull this out and redo it. Good deal. So there it is inside. Now it was easier to put in because the other piece isn't in. So the other piece might be harder. So I'm glad we did this side first because this strap seems to be a little bit harder to get in than this one. I know I said I was going to clean these up, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get all that old glue off, and it's kind of still sticky, believe it or not. So I think it's actually going to help us. You're not going to see it anyway. So let's just spray this. Trick this down here. Give that about 30 seconds to set up. It smells good. It reminds me of a swimming pool like a community swimming pool when you go stand around the water right before you jump in. All right, that should be enough time to tack it up. Now let's just set this in here. It should kind of seat in there where it's been all these years before. You want to make sure you keep your fingers clean. You get this on your fingers and it can get on the fabric and just your fabric will stick to you. That stuff is sticky. Take our fabric and I want to find a straight edge. Just want to lay it in here down a little bit. Make sure we have enough hanging over on both sides and down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to take these old scissors and just cut plenty of length for me. So there's going to be our pattern. And now what I want to do is take some painter's tape and tape this off, so when I spray this, I don't get, glue up there. That'll work. It's just tape to tape off where we don't want the glue to be. I got to be careful when I pull this off not to pull my stickers as well. All right, I think we're ready to spray now. I think I want to spray just kind of a section down here, get this laid in, and then fold this back and spray some more and keep going around like that. All right, glue has tacked up. I'm giving it about 40 seconds. And now I just want to make sure I'm good up here. I left plenty of room, so if we need to move some things around, it should be okay. And then I'm just going to work my fingers down this little crevice right here. And I really want this to stick good right in here. I'm going to work out any little kinks it might have. Get it good around the hole there. Man, this feels so good, guys. I'm real happy with this material. I just wish I had more options of picking a color. All right, I'm going to pull this back till we get into some good glue. And now I'm going to spray these outsides, spray in here, and spray around here as well. So I might move this kind of up out of the way. And I want this to come around up here. I want to be able to pull it and put it right up in that corner right there like that. I'm going to put this kind of down over this so I don't get any overspray. Okay, that's 40 seconds. Pull this, bring this over. Okay, I'm going to have to make a little cut here. So that'll pull down and this will pull down. I really like how this stretches too. So this stretches really good. Man, I got a little bit of glue there. But I think with it being suede, I can maybe get that off. That's how sticky that glue is. Work on this side now. Remember guys, this is my first time doing this. This might not be the right way at all, but this is just what kind of makes sense to me. Here we go, guys. That is all down nice and neat. I think I could take my pocket knife and maybe get some of that glue off, since this is kind of like a suede material. Yeah, okay, that's coming off good. Now all we got to do is just kind of let this dry up, and then we can go back and just cut all of this out, even if we need to kind of re-glue the outside. But I'm happy with that. This feels so, I just wish you guys could feel this. Now I want to go ahead and take this tape off before this glue kind of glues the tape to the fabric. And since we started at the bottom, we can start at the top, taking the paint off. I just want to be careful not to pull any of those stickers off. And this should come right out and give us a really nice line. So there we go. It gave us a nice line here. And remember, our foam padding is going to go in here, right around here. And so we'll still get to see these stickers. So our padding is going to be kind of narrow and go around here, dip down in there, but go around here. Since we're Velcroing our head foam in, we can really set it, wherever we want. But I want to make sure that it's at least no bigger than what this is right here, and go all the way around. All right, so while this is drying, I want to go ahead and make my hole for my chin strap so that it can be drying as well. Okay, so I'm going to peel this back here. I want to come in here and just spray around here. I'm going to cut my hole on the back side, stick my 13/16 socket in, and then that'll adhese it around this foam here. Then when I go back to trim, I can trim that as well, do it all at the same time. I'm going to find my little centerpiece here, punch a hole through, go down to one side, not going all the way down. I'm going to make 4 slits like a cross. Then I'm going to run this in. And I found a socket that fits nice and tight around that. So now as that dries, it'll dry that around there. And then we can do it all at one time. All right, I got you back up, sitting on my shoulders again like I'm giving you a piggyback ride. And this is done. I got it back in, it dried up good. Feels so good. Now I didn't mess up. Where I did these separate, I have a whole big gap here where they're not even. But I think it worked out there too. Pretty good. Because when I get the foam in, which this isn't the foam I'm using, I think I want to cut a new piece of foam to get it a little bit more even. But when I get this foam in here and get it up where I want it, where it's kind of not poking down off of this too much, then you will not be able to see. But once the fabric covers it, I can bring it down a little. There'll be that black strap that'll cover this white up that goes up here. You won't be able to see my gaps, and you'll still be able to see my stickers inside. So if you're doing one of these with the split shells like this, I would recommend that you measure out where you want this to go. Okay, I took my foam, took my fabric, rolled it out, glued it on the back and the corners like a Christmas wrap. So I went ahead and kind of fitted this in to see how it would feel. And with adding the fabric, it did tighten this up. But it really tightened it up so much that the little pad on the very top, I tried to build it and it was just too much padding. So what I decided to do was just take a couple pieces of this, cut my patch out and glue them to that, and then put it in the helmet. I don't think I like it. There it is. I don't like how that kind of sets out. I Velcroed that in there. So I can easily take it out if I want. But I just don't think I like that. All right, so that's about how it's gonna set in the helmet. It's not the prettiest, but it's a whole lot better than it was, and I can still see my stickers. I just don't like that, but I mean, we can take it off if we want to. I wanted something in there, and it is soft. I did get that soft Velcro, so it is nice and soft. It doesn't crunch. So I think that's going to be good. Okay, so I got my earpieces done there. I went with the 1 inch foam. Of course, that's all I got, but it was too big like the other parts. I did discover I made a little template out of some paper laying around, kind of thick paper. And I discovered that my left side, if I flip it over, fits the angle for my right side. So what I did was I took the left side one and cut it in half, and then all of a sudden I had two pieces. I had one for the left and one for the right. Wrapping small things like this with this arch was really, really difficult. But I got it done, and now it looks good. It's got a Velcro here, here, and here if I want to take them out. Here, here, and here. But now it lines up good with this. All we have to do now is get my son to do the stitches, get the trim, which I'll wait. I won't put the trim on until after the helmet's painted, but I don't want to go into taking all this off again. So maybe he can mask it off real good for me. But I'm happy with it, guys. I like it. It's not great, but for 50 bucks and learning and the experience. So if you need any of this fabric, just shoot me an email. You got enough, probably do two more helmets if you really like that. And I was right about that, to the fact that once this pattern gets in here, it's just going to look kind of speckled with gold. And that's exactly what we see. You don't see any kind of astrology stuff at all. It's just a really cool speckle with gold. Now let me walk you over here and show you what the color of the bike is, and we can kind of maybe see how that's going to look. I'll take this to kind of compare. All right, my bike is a little dusty, but that's the blue that the outside is going to be with that metal flake in it, and that's going to be on the inside. Now you can see by when we set this against this on the inside, it almost looks black. So I think that's going to work okay. It really takes the blue out when you see it against the brighter blue there. When you take it off and put it in the sun yourself, the blue comes back, but up against that, it almost looks black. That's going to be the pinstriping on the helmet, the cream, the brown, the lighter blue. So it's going to turn out really good. That's the color I was going for right there on the inside. But I'm probably going to dye this so it'll kind of darken it up, kind of to match my bags back there. All right, so Abram got home from work and stitched this up real nice for me. 2 inches, I believe. It turned out to be 24 inch. Now I want to make sure I get this lined up really good to where I want it. And then I'm going to just go step by step of where I want my Velcro to be. So I'll take a Velcro. Let's raise this up. And stick it down. And then I might skip every other one. Now if I need to make any fine-tune adjustments, I can, because this is Velcro. So I can unstick it, kind of move it down a little bit, stick it back in. But I like that. Once it's painted and that trim gets on there, I want to see if I can find a gold trim with the gold things in here. But that's how it looks. Turned out really, really well. Now let's try it on. See how it fits, how it goes on, how it goes off. All right, let's give it a shot. Try it on. Oh. Oh, it fits so good. Oh, yes. Once I tighten that up there. They got really short straps. But I guess that's good because when you get it strapped in, you don't have, 10 foot of it hanging down, flopping around. But, God, maybe like 2 inches longer would have been, good. I guess I could sew a strap on in the end. But that's it. It's so comfortable. That suede or whatever it is feels so good on my head. And I really like it. We'll see how the color is once we get it, painted. But it feels really good. It feels good and tight, but not too tight. And stitching that really helped kind of get some airflow up in there. The earpieces feel good. I'm feeling something on this ear, on the top of the ear, so I might have to raise my padding up a little bit. This ear feels fine. So I might raise that padding up just a little off my ears. Some things I learned in this. Number one, foam. Do you need some kind of degree to cut foam? Why is foam so hard to cut? It's impossible to cut foam straight. Number two, the fabric that you pick is very important as far as does it stretch or not. Number three, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. So I hope this helped you out. Maybe, hey, try it on an old helmet you got laying around or find it at a yard sale or in somebody's barn. Let me know how it worked. Let me know how it turned out. Shoot me an email or put it in the comments. I wish YouTube will let you kind of throw pictures in comments. That'd be pretty cool. That way I could see what you've done, see your helmet projects. So thanks so much for hanging out in the shop with me again this week. And tell your mama and them I said hi.